Welcome everybody back to Forza Motorsport, and today we're taking a look at the 2021 Hyundai i20N. So this is part of the third generation of the i20, which started production in 2020, with this N version also starting in the same year as that. However, production of this ceased in February of 2024 in the likes of Europe, as Hyundai is shifting its focus towards more electric versions of their cars, regardless of them being performance orientated or otherwise. But yeah, this performance version has numerous changes over the standard car, which include a mechanical limited slip differential for the front wheel drive system. It's also got a reinforced chassis, improved suspension and larger brakes over the standard car. And yeah, you've also got some obviously bodywork modifications. You've got a new front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper and a rear wing, all of which can also be modified on this game to several different ways if you so wish. And yeah, you've also got nice snazzy wheels, but the most important part is it not only still looks good, but it also doesn't look, ostentatious or vulgar or anything like that, while also still maintaining all of its its original hatchback credentials. So it's still got 4 doors. Don't know why it's choosing. Oh God, I hate this system sometimes, so I do apologise. So yeah, it's still got its 4 doors. It's still got plenty of equipment on the inside, plenty of creature comforts. It's not, Spartan or anything like that. Well, you've still got plenty of room in the back, as you can see. So yeah, pretty spacious in the rear end, despite obviously being quite a small hatchback. And yeah, still got plenty of boot space on top of all of that, which is all nice to see. The point of a hot hatchback is to be still a practical vehicle. It just so happens to have a sorry, I do apologise. It's the worst system in the world. This it's so finicky compared to Forza Horizon 5. Let's get the boot back down. Come on. Yeah, the UI on this game really needs work, but yeah, still has all of the usual hatchback credentials. Plenty of space inside for your passengers and obviously your items that you're taking around with you, but it also has plenty of sporty credentials to it as well, and chief among which of those is the engine. So yeah, it's got a 1.6 litre inline 4 turbocharged engine with a new intercooler to go alongside that turbocharger, which produces 201 horsepower and 224 pounds-feet of torque. Now, granted, that isn't, the most powerful engine in a hatchback that you'll ever see, but this is more akin towards the classic side of things when it comes to hatches. It's not. You see, the problem with this game when it comes to UI is that you have to use the right toggle to look around, but you have to press A to get the thing closed, and you try doing that with the same thumb or the same finger. Sorry, that's just a rant on this game being really rather bad in terms of its UI. But yeah, even though that's nowhere near as powerful as some hot hatchbacks on this game or in real life, it's more akin to the classic kind of hot hatchback, which typically in the early 2010s, for instance, would have around 200 horsepower. And even though it's nowhere near as much as some hot hatchbacks, like I said, what this does have on its side is a lack of weight, as it only weighs 2,624 pounds, which is really, really lightweight, quite frankly, and it means that power is not being wasted, and it's also being focused on actually moving the car along and not also moving around a lot of weight at the same time. So yeah, really, really impressive how little this actually weighs, despite also not being stripped out and still practical. So yeah, pretty much a great all-rounder in a lot of ways. But let's see how it actually performs by getting out onto a track. So let's get there and see what it can do. Right, so here we are at Lime Rock Park. We're on the full alternative circuit, so it's slightly longer than the normal one. Yeah, and as per usual, let's hear what the car sounds like, and then we'll talk about it some more. So yeah, sounds pretty good. It's not, you know, anything special as far as inline 4 engines go, but neither is it an awful sounding engine either. So yeah, top marks from Hyundai for that. And yeah, because it weighs so little, not only is the handling really good, even though it does have a torsion beam at the rear, which yeah, doesn't typically inspire great confidence. Because it weighs so little, you know, you've not got a lot of weight behind the car when going into the corners. You don't have a lot of momentum behind the car to slow down either. Although obviously it does have larger brakes, it still, yeah, doesn't really feel like it needs them because there's so little weight behind the car. And yeah, when you also have that little amount in the weight, you also have plenty of acceleration. 0 to 60 is dealt with in 6.1 seconds. 0 to 100 is dealt with in 15.281 seconds, and it goes to a top speed of 148 miles an hour. So this is a real pocket rocket, quite frankly, and yeah, it's overall just a really fun car to drive, like a hot hatchback should be. It's not primarily focused on speed or acceleration. It does have those on its side, but they're not the main focus. The main focus really is just being fun, and yeah, this car really is just that. So fun in fact that I am getting a bit exuberant and cutting corners, but obviously this is not a race with opponents, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, still just a really fun car to drive, and yeah, it's not the best handling end car that they've done. I would say the i30 is a better handling car than this one. I think the rear suspension on that is just that little bit better, but obviously because this is a much cheaper, you know, hot hatchback, it's a much smaller hot hatchback, it's obviously a not the top of the line hot hatchback from Hyundai. It does enough with what it's got, and yeah, it's just a perfectly great all-rounder, quite frankly. So yeah, this has been newly added to this game. In fact, we've not had the i20N in a previous Forza game either, so yeah, it's been newly added as of the 10th of February 2025, and it's in fact been added as part of a full update of several cars being added to the game that are going to be added over the next several weeks or have been added already. So they're also adding the likes of the i30N, the Elantra N, the Ioniq 5N, and the Elantra TCR Racer, all from Hyundai. We've also got the Mazda MX-5 RF being added. We've also got the Toyota Camry TRD, Toyota GR86, which is the 2022 version, which is a more powerful version of the car that we already have on this game, as well as the GR Yaris, which I'm sure plenty of people are going to be looking forward to driving on this as well. So yeah, plenty of cars there. Obviously we've had all of those in previous Forza games outside of the Elantra N and the Elantra TCR. So yeah, we are still get a couple more cars to go on this game that we've not had before on a previous Forza game. Definitely looking forward to trying out the Elantra N. I think we had a racing version of that at some point somewhere, maybe on Forza Horizon 5, but I can't remember. But still, really looking forward to trying out the standard N version of the Elantra, because yeah, I am a big fan of Hyundai, and yeah, hopefully that will be also a really rather fun car to drive like this one is. So yeah, but if you haven't tried this i20N out so far, then I do recommend going out and trying it. It's obviously not going to cost that much on this game, and yeah, it's a generally fun hot hatchback to drive, and I look forward to trying it out online with some upgrades. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.